I hunt one of the hardest places in Florida to hunt, I do believe. If you know this area, J.W Corbett, you would probably agree. If you don't have a swamp buggy or dogs or a side by side, any way of getting around in some wet terrain, it's really hard hunting. And you pretty much got to hunt in that archery only area, which I feel like is overpopulated by people. So I had a dream the other day, and it was an ongoing dream that kept me up all night, and it aggravated me. I had a dream, but I need to know. I need to know what's in this head right here, and I can't stop thinking about it. So I hunt in this area, as you can see, for years. I've killed deer. I have YouTube videos on it. Kind of giving my spot away here, but this is public land, and it's not my spot. It's everybody, so whatever. But some guy moved in on me, put his stand right here, which is a really good area. But this is a really well-traveled area with the swamp buggies right now, and the deer like to travel in these areas. They run all these heads here. So my thing is, I can see this head, and so can everybody else when you drive by it on the buggies. I hunted on a swamp buggy with my buddy not too long ago, and we jumped some deer in this area. We actually jumped one right here too, right where I hunt. But down in here, we jumped some deer and around. But when we drive by this head, every time we drive by, we say, "There's got to be deer in that head." So my buddy tried to get in here. I'm zoom in a little bit so you guys know where I'm talking about. My buddies tried to get in here. You can see there's tracks on the map that the buggies go up and they bump it, and there's one over here where they come up and they bump it, but they do not go in there. They can't go in there. They get stuck. They ride around it and all that. And if you zoom in, there's a trail going through this one. Trail. So I want to know, like, could there be a bedded buck in there? Like, is this high ground? Can you get high ground in here where a buck will bed? You know, like, I can see this area when I've walked down here many times, and just like you can keep walking down the power line, but I can see this. But man, it's swampy and nasty all in here. It's a good 1 mile walk. So tomorrow morning, I think I'm gonna try and hike down, which it's muzzleloader season. Tomorrow is the last day of muzzleloader out here. Alright, so this is what I plan on doing. Walking in straight through the marsh. I'm going to go up this way and try to get into this head here. And then just get in the pine tree that's like right there. When you drive by, you can see there's like 5 or 6 pines. And if you zoom in on this, I'll pass it a little bit. You can see the shadows. I think there's one here. There's like 1 or 2 here, but there's a big one. There's like 3 or 4 big ones in the middle. Pine trees grow in dry ground for the most part. So there's trails all around here, and there's trails here and here. So I want to know if I can get it, if I can even get here. I'm not bringing a kayak or anything. I'm gonna walk. I hope I don't have to swim. I gotta keep an eye out for gators. You know, use a light, and definitely going through marsh, you want to use a light. See if you can see gator eyes. So I'm gonna try to come up, get in, and get in this pine tree. I'm gonna bring my climber in there. It's a mile walk back to this point, so I'm gonna be worn out. But buggies will be running. It's the last day of muzzleloader, so hopefully buggies run around and crush in here and get the pressure up. I want a lot of pressure. I want them to be in the area, scaring everything out of these open woods. They're not that open. There's a lot of palmettos, and it's got a lot of trees and palmettos. There is really thick areas. I know this area right here is thick, and this area right here is pretty thick. But they got thick areas. But I'm hoping that the big old buck that's been shot at before, maybe even been hit before, knows when these buggies run, you need to go hide, and hiding in a good spot that people don't go. People don't go in here, buggies don't go in there. So I just want to try it. I want to see if it's, you know, if there's deer in there, if there's been deer in there, you know, maybe later in the season during general gun it'll get better. So that's my plan for tomorrow morning.
I'm already knee deep. I didn't even get off the damn main trail. This plan may not work. This water's way deeper than it usually is. I'm on my way in through the flag pond or the marsh. Trying to get up there. Another 100 yards. It's a little bit over my knees right now. I'm just hoping it don't get too deep. Definitely got a dog barking right here. But I'm up in this island. It's pretty wet in here. I don't think anything's in here. If there is, it's over here. Been pretty quiet for the most part. Now the swamp buggies are gonna start crushing, chasing deer. Hopefully one runs in here and tries to hide. It's the only chance I really got. I came in from right here. Came down here. I was able to come in right here. Coming at me. That buggy over there is on something. Their dogs are going crazy. He doesn't run it to me. Not too far from me, just heard like 12 shots go off. Sounds like it's coming at me. My gun ready just in case. Dogs barking. Definitely a lot of shots. Now I hear people yelling. Yelling, sound like they're coming my way. Over there behind that check station near the shooting range. Oh, I see them. They're right up in here. I just heard 3 shots behind me now. Oh, there they go. Another 4 or 5 shots. They probably got it there. They shot probably 16 times now. "20 times. They shot this thing a lot. They had to have got it. Sound like they're shooting at a deer, not a hog. Damn, again. I'm about to get down out of here. I don't think there's anything around. It's a cool little swamp head. It's a cool little swamp head, but the buggies aren't pushing as hard as they will be during general gun. Maybe I'll try this again when it's more pressure in here. So I know they just killed a small buck over there. My buddy sent me a picture of the deer that they killed. I heard him shooting 20 something, 24 times I counted. All I've seen today is ducks, birds. Oh, it's pretty thick. Look over here. Imagine one could be bedded over there, but I don't think they're over there. It's only 60 yards from me. It's pretty thick over here. It's only like 20, 30 yards from me. I haven't heard anything moving or anything today, so haven't seen anything running the edges out here or need more pressure in the area, get them moving, get them hiding in places like this. I think if this place has a hiding spot more than a place they would live. I just had to know what the middle of this island looked like. Every time we drive by on a buggy or I walk past it, I feel like there's deer in here. And I just don't know what it looks like inside. So I had to come do this mission getting into the swamp. These are all ferns. It's all wet. There's pine trees that are burnt. There's roots in them, but it's not like it's not dry ground. It's not like good bedding area. There's this pine over here is the same way. It's all roots, but it's wet. Kind of need like little dry islands for them to bed in. I don't know, maybe over here. I thought I seen some dry land. I mean, there might be like a couple areas, like right there is a little bit dry, like a root ball or something, but most of it's wet. So they may come in here and hide from the buggies, because the buggies don't come in here. It's an area that they really can't get in. They get stuck. It's pretty nasty all the way around it. Almost had to swim to get into here. And I'm wondering about over here, this far corner. It's probably really wet too, but it looks thicker over there. And it's probably the same. But now I know what this is like in here. There's not any trails or anything really going through it. I was looking for I wanted to see deer sign, trails, beds, because this is where the big boys will hang out, where people don't want to go, buggies can't go. Shit's nasty in here. Swampy swamp. I don't think I'm coming back. Something I had to see, that's all. I did find some dry ground. Kind of looks like there's old deer tracks in there. Maybe, I don't know. Okay, there's some deer poop. So they do come in here. There's tracks, dry ground here. So they do come in here. Huh. It's hard to get into quietly though. God dang lily pads. Gotta watch out for the gators. See this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11, and one passing. 11 cars here. That's good for where I just was. I want pressure in an area like that, or this area. They run into heads like I was in. I just don't feel like there's enough pressure right now in that area. So this is the last day of muzzleloader. Maybe in general gun, when the dogs come out and more buggies and more people come out, the pressure will be really high and they get pushed into the area I was in today. There is deer sign in there, and I did find a bed on the way out, and I did find poop. So there's deer in there, just maybe not right now.
Alright, I just got back. I was out, I sat till about 12 o'clock. I did get in this swamp, as you can see. Pretty much, this is what I seen, or what I noticed. It's funny, I think I went to this tree. I kind of boogered the area up a little bit when I came in. There was a pine tree here. I walked more like this, and then around, and I went in here, right where I wanted to, because I wanted to be in the middle. It's like a peanut shape. So right there was actually buggy tracks where somebody went up like 10 yards in, either got stuck or backed out, and then it went up. There was a big old pine tree here, but it's dead. And I tried putting my climber on, and it was just too big around. I couldn't even get my stand on it. But this is all a foot and a half of water everywhere I walked. So I was looking around, and I found a pine tree here, which I thought was here. But sometimes at night when it's dark, you get disoriented. So I got down and I was walking to this one, and I was standing on high ground like here, didn't look down or anything to like check it out. I was just trying to be quiet. I went in there at 4:30, so I think I got here like at 5:30, and it gets light at like 6:30ish. So I had like a little bit of time, but not too much. I like to be in my stand and ready when the sun's come up. So I ended up looking around, and I see another tree right back here somewhere. I don't think it was like right here. So I came back this way, and I got up in one of these pine trees. It was a really cool area and nice spot. It's really thick right here, and then thick over here. So I didn't think anything was in there once I got in there. I wasn't making too much noise, but I think I made a little bit too much noise. But as much water that's in there, I think I would have heard something bust out if something was in there and I busted them. But nothing was in there when I went in. Nothing busted anyway. Nothing ran. So I sat there till 12. I heard some buggies shooting 24 times. I could see they were over here, pretty much behind the check station. They came from here. Yeah, they started shooting in here, and I watched them run this way, and then they shot again right here. And I texted my buddy, and he sent me a picture of a small 5-pointer that they killed. Apparently he knows them. So I heard that go down pretty good. The wind was going in this direction, so it was blowing towards the power line. So I heard their shots real good, and then I heard about 6 more shots over here. But no buggies really came and crushed around me. I did hear dogs all morning out here. They were like up in here going this way, but they didn't, or I heard buggies, and people have dogs that they bring with them sometimes to trail a deer, but can't go on the ground with the dogs right now. But so the thing that got me was, well, once I got down first, there was dry ground here and a little bit over here that I noticed. I didn't really get to going over here too much. I wanted to just get out of there. I had to get home, take care of the dogs. So right here there's dry ground. It did look like a bed, and there was deer poop in it. So there is deer that go in here and bed. So maybe later in the season that will pick up. What got me was when I walked out, I got right here. There was literally fresh tracks right on top of my tracks in the power line. I could have seen it probably. I might have missed it, but it came from this way, it looked like. And it's a big track, so I think it was a buck. And it came all the way down past this guy's stand that moved in on my spot. Moved on, cut me off there. He went around the edges of these ponds all the way down, all the way to this trail. Now on this trail, on this trail. On this trail, it's a major highway. It's a funnel, pretty much. There was a doe track that come out of here, and it went this way. The bigger track, I should say. I didn't see it, so I don't know. Came up, did a circle on that track. I was tracking him. You could see every step he made. He came up, he did a circle, and then they both sets went out that way. So there's a buck out here. So I'm not going to go after that one this afternoon. Once I get done doing the dogs and eat something, maybe take a little nap, I'm planning on going to this spot that I seen out here. Well, not that I seen that. I've been looking at this map. Alright, out here. This is off the L8. So there's plenty of ways to get to L8, but my way is pretty much where everybody goes. You come down here, you park here. I'm going to get my e-bike, and I'm going to ride my e-bike all the way down this. Come all the way out in here, get on the L8, and then come on down here. Now, usually I would just ride this down and come to the point. I like the point, this area here. I call it the point. You got the point, and then you got like the squared off area. Call this the square, whatever. But I was studying this map. I'm trying to find places where people don't go. It's hard to get to, stuff like that. And that's swamps and stuff right now. That's where the bigger deer should be hiding, because the pressure's kind of high right now. Now this is a still hunt area right here in this, what I'm looking at now. So that means no buggies are allowed in here, and no dogs. So right now the dogs aren't even running; they're staying on the buggy. So what I plan on doing is getting out to this crossover. This looks like grass. There's trails, full of trails. It looks like old buggy trails or something, but I want to go out there. So that's what I'm going to do this afternoon. Try to get to this crossover. Like I said, it's a wet time of year right now. I don't know how wet this is, but there's a crossover here too, but I kind of want to get off the L8 thinking, why would they want to be there? So the only problem I'm seeing, like the deer I think would want to be away from the L8, so I don't know about that one. I want to go to that further one. And it's more in these trees out here. Pretty good, awesome looking out there. In person, this looks totally different when you drive past it, or I've been in it before, but it's nasty, tall grass, and usually swamp. Not swamp, but marshy. But this looks like a canal right here, or a ditch, a deep ditch, with three ditches. It's kind of weird, and it looks like it goes all the way to this power line. So my plan is to get on my bike, get my bike all the way here, ride down this. Maybe I'll leave my bike at the end here or something, and then try to walk it out. Try to come out here, and then walk it back up here. Try to get right here. Although look at this. On the trail, there's a trail here. Woo, man, look at that trail. It's a good crossover right there. But I would like to see this one, because this is a junction. You got all this here. This looks like Cypress Head. But you got all this here. I don't know what all this is. All nasty looking. This trail here coming out of these old fields, and if you ever been out there, yeah, they're fields, but this stuff you could be standing right here, and this stuff's like 4 feet over your head. So this is gonna look different when I get out there. But I want to try. It's another thing. It bothers me. I gotta see it, so I gotta go, and I gotta see what this looks like.
Heading back out on my bike now. It's about to rain, so it's not too good for muzzle loader. But getting out there. Can't kill them at home. Happy moment. Happy moment. Dum 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 dum. Nice little cypress head here, and you can see pretty far into it. There's a game camera right on this tree. Looks like a cell camera. Pretty cool little spot. Bugs are bad here. Mosquitoes are bad. Walking in on foot from here. Trying to get to a crossing that I found on the map. It's pretty thick, so I don't know if I'm even gonna make it all the way. Running out of daylight too. Just heard a gunshot, probably 150 yards right here. Made me jump like crazy. I'm in here trying to be quiet, it scared the hell out of me. Pig just ripped by me.
Alright, I'm back. Getting tired. What a day. But, so, this is what I did. Pretty much like what I said, but it turned out a little different. I parked my bike here. I tried walking it back. There is some beds in here, it looks like, from deer. And this is all high. This is really nice in here. And I took 2 steps out here and dropped down up to my waist. I was like, too deep. So I backed up and I went to here. Excuse me. I went to here and I tried again. I don't know why. I was like, this don't look that bad this way. It doesn't look so deep. So I stepped in it and it was like a little bit over my knees and real marshy, real wet. And I was able to walk out. There's like a swamp all right in here. It looks so different in person than it does here, but I pretty much followed straight under this power line right to this crossing. That's what I did. Jumped up a water turkey right here. Something splashing through the water. And then I was able to creep all the way down nice and slow. Walk all the way back to right here. I ran out of time. I didn't get as far as I wanted to. I wanted to get up here. But I ran out of time. The sun was setting. I had about a half an hour more. I'm not going to make that in a half an hour. Because I'm pretty much hunting my way through. I'm not walking like I'm scouting. I'm not running through this place. I was creeping. I didn't want to break a twig. I didn't want to do anything to make any noise. So I was able to get right here. I found some hog root in here. And a nice big deer track. And there's some buck rubs through here. Buck rubs there. There's buck rubs the whole way down, really. Little ones, old ones. So this area looks totally different though. Way overgrown in here. Looks real deery. I liked it. So I was standing on this tree and a hog. Oh, I heard a gunshot when I was back here. I heard a gunshot out this way. Sounded closer, but like earlier, the wind was blowing this way, so the wind projected the shot sound to me. It was like right in here, somebody shot. So somebody killed something. And I was standing like right there when they shot. So eventually I got to here. I had a hog walk right in front of me about 20 or 30 yards. Let's say like right here. Black hog. It came all the way across too. It was coming this way. Across these ditches. I don't know if they're shallow there or what. He came up, walked across, then he kept going this way. And then I popped out here. Started getting like 5 minutes before it was dark. Maybe 10 minutes. I still had shooting light. But I wanted to start making my way back before it got too dark. And I came to about here. And a red hog came out and walked right up to me about 8 yards away. And then he came up to my trail. And then he backed out. So then I got out of there. Mosquitoes are bad out here by this. I don't know if it's the L8 or probably all this marsh, but they're pterodactyl sized mosquitoes out there. But it's definitely an area I want to keep looking into. Maybe I'm going to go back out here in general gun. The still hunt areas are pretty cool because the buggies don't go out there, and there's a lot to cover, a lot of ground. All these fields. This one's like mowed. There's all kinds of stuff going on out here. There's a lot to. There's a guy that hunts up in here. I think he's got game cameras around, so I don't want to give away the location of them too much, but there's a lot of fields and stuff. Like there's a lot of stuff that I don't think people hunt. I don't think people get up in here too much. So I might come back and mess with this too much. Like I don't want to get in here. I know people are all up in here. There's like 10 trucks right here, so they're all in this area. All these, oaks and there's some oaks, but a lot of pines and palm trees. So I like the stuff that's swampy. Like I went through today, all this looks super swampy in here. Deer like the swamp, so and they can hide good in it. All right, that's it for today. For this video, I guess you should say. I'm gonna head to bed.